What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for January 18th, 2023. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. Now, guys, as you guys can see here, obviously, we have the background that was previously known for our OTB episodes. My guy Relic and I are working on we're working on a overlay for a single background, right? We're working on a single camera background for you guys so that you guys don't have to see this one anymore. We're going to be representing OTB in a whole new way in a single camera format for you guys. And when that is done and ready for it to be really unveiled to the world, I'll be putting it here and you guys will be able to see it when it is fully ready. But as of right now, that is just not the case. So for single streams, it's going to be this layout and we will see where things go from there. But you guys have seen the 2-person and a 3-person camera layout for the OTB streams, and those are just absolutely beautiful. So once we get a single person cam, then it'll be switched over to that, and you guys will be definitely seeing that moving forward on the podcast. Now, you guys know that we had an AEW Dynamite episode tonight, and this was, to all celebrate the life of Jay Briscoe. And it still shocks me to my goddamn core that I'm even saying that right now. That we're celebrating the life of Jay Briscoe. Like, Jay Briscoe was only 38 years old, as we all know, and it's such a goddamn tragedy. It's such a goddamn tragedy, man. You guys know mine and Loft's thoughts if you guys watched last episode of OTB and our Tuesdays talk for our SmackDown Best of SmackDown episode. And we talked about it for a good 20, 25, maybe even 30 minutes. How we all feel about the passing of Jay Briscoe. But tonight's Dynamite was basically in all to just honor the man and what he has accomplished for pro wrestling over the 20-year career, maybe even more. He probably had a more than 20-year career. I know he's had 20 years in Ring of Honor, but just to celebrate the life of Jay Briscoe and what he meant to the wrestling community, because a ton of people poured out their support for Briscoe and the family. It's just absolutely incredible, and I I'm so sorry that I'm even like choking up right now because it's just so hard. It's so hard to speak about that when the man was only 38 years old. Ugh. So we're here. We're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite from tonight. This Dynamite was absolutely incredible. Ever since really the Dynamite kind of changed gears into what it is right now with the new presentation, the white logo and the blue and the red lights, and just all the way that's being presented now in a more not it's definitely more unique, but the fact of the matter is it's also way more it catches your eye, and it's just a lot better of a presentation than what we usually have in the past when it comes to AEW. So I thought that tonight's Dynamite was absolutely fantastic when it comes to not only just the wrestling, but what is to come for AEW Revolution on March 5th. That is going to be absolutely insane in its own right. And we are going to be discussing some of the topics that we could possibly be seeing heading into Revolution. As we all know, Bryan Danielson had to face Bandido tonight in his quest to become the #1 contender for MJF's AEW World Championship. We had Tony Storm take on Willow Nightingale in what We all thought it was just going to be a normal match, but then all of a sudden, Saraya and Toni Storm turn on Willow, and Ruby Soho, of all people, shows up to support Willow, and it looks like they're turning heel now in Saraya and Toni Storm, which is quite odd. Quite odd. I did not understand that whatsoever. But we're here and we're gonna be talking about it. So, um, yeah, there's a lot more to stuff happen on tonight's Dynamite as well. But man, it's crazy. Um, yeah, we're gonna be talking about it all. So if you guys want to continue to support the channel in any way that you can, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, as well as we are on the road to 800 subscribers now. We just hit 700 yesterday, which is absolutely incredible. I want to thank you guys so much for, supporting the channel. We're on the road to 800 and ever so closely getting to that 1K mark. I see everybody in the chat now. I see Tony. I see Deontay. Um, I see Marathon Gaming. You guys are absolutely incredible in the support that you guys give for OTB. I see you on here, Tay, saying that you'd like to be here on OTB one day. And trust me, bro, anytime that you want to come on, let me know. Let me know. I'd love to have you on. I'd love to talk chop with you. Just talk pro wrestling. That's what we always love to do here. Um, what's going on, Terrence? We appreciate you here as well, my man. Um, yeah, and that actually goes for everybody. That actually goes for everybody in the chat, not just Tay. Um, if any of you guys want to come on OTB during a Tuesday's talk or anything like that, hit me up. Hit me up. You guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find me when it comes to social medias. You guys can always contact me on TikTok. You guys can always message me on Instagram, Twitter, if you have it. Like legitimately everywhere you can find me. It's at PhillyMet _ just like it always is. And you guys can contact me about being on the show, man. I'd really like to talk with all of you. I really would. So hit me up. Hit me up, man. I would definitely love and appreciate, just you coming on. It would be a great time, and I know that we want to definitely get more interactive with the fan base that we have here. And I don't even like calling us fan. I don't even like calling you guys fans. I like calling you guys supporters because that's what you guys do here. You guys support everybody that is associated with OTB in any way, shape, or form. You guys absolutely kill it every time. And it's just an absolute blast talking with you guys. So we appreciate you. And Terrence, oh my God, yes, we would love to have you on too, my man. Dude, hit me up. Hit me up, seriously. Anytime that you are free. Anytime that you are free. We don't even always have to do it on the weekdays too, because I know the weekdays are pretty hectic around here, around wherever you guys are, whatever. We can always do a weekend episode. We can always do a weekend episode. We can always pre-record something and then release it for later. Always hit me up. Always hit me up. We're always looking for more guests to come on into the show. It's a great time, and we'd love to have you. That being said, follow me on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below for everybody that is associated with OTB. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at PhillyMet _ that way you guys can always keep up with me as as the days go by. I always live tweet during these shows. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I always live tweet during Raw, AEW, and Friday Night SmackDown. The next time you will be seeing us live is actually on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage. I'm gonna take a look at AEW Rampage again. I took a look at AEW Rampage last week, and while it wasn't a bad show by any means, we only did a review for SmackDown. I'm looking at AEW Rampage again because Willie Mack is going to be on AEW Rampage, and that is absolutely fantastic. I love Willie Mack. So I'm gonna be taking a look at Rampage again, and we'll see if we can actually talk about Rampage. If not, we'll just talk SmackDown as usual. And yeah, we might have a weekend episode for you guys too along the way. So stay tuned for the upcoming shows here on OTB. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. We will probably not be able to do a Monday Night Raw review, and here's the reason why. And if we are, it'll most likely just be moved to Tuesday for the Tuesdays talk. And that is because I'm actually going. I'm actually going to Philadelphia for the 30th anniversary Monday Night Raw show. So that is just, you know, that's going to be great because I finally get to meet Loth. I finally get to meet the guy that I have been, friends with on TikTok and basically, brothers in real life with over the course of the last 2 years. I finally get to meet the guy. It's just going to be absolutely insane, and I love that. We all talked about it last night. We get so caught up into the small things, and we really don't appreciate what is really in front of us, and we don't really. Life is just so fickle, and it's fragile, and you really need to hold on to the people that you love close and dear to your heart. This is going to be an amazing opportunity to finally meet the guy that I have been I've been friends with for like over 2 years, and it's gonna be great to finally see him. Megan actually might be showing up to Philadelphia too, so it's gonna be wonderful to get to see her if that all does come to fruition and we actually do get to meet. So that's gonna be fantastic. And yeah. Um yeah, I see Deontay saying if y'all do Friday, I'd be down to join. Hey, listen, Deontay, hit me up, man. I'd love to do a Friday Night SmackDown post show with you. Um So yeah, just hit me up Tuesday for Tuesday's talk with Tony. Look at that. Tuesday's talk with Tony. Dude, bro, hit me up. Hit me up. We actually already have two of our Tuesdays talk already locked up because we're gonna be doing next Tuesday with obviously the Monday Night Raw post show and the best of Monday Night Raw, and then the Tuesday after that is the best of NXT. But yeah, we'll get Tony, how about this? We'll have you on the 8th. The 8th of February. How about we have Tony Tuesday's Talk with Tony on February 8th? I think that'd be cool. I think that would be really cool. Um Tuesday's Talk with Tony actually on February 7th. My bad. Because Tuesday's the 7th and not the 8th. The 8th is a Dynamite. But yeah, Tuesday's Talk with Tony on February 7th. Bro, that sounds great to me. Tony, hit me up. Hit me up if you ever want to be on the show, and we will get you on. All right, guys. Let's get all the casualties out of the way as well. We also have merch. Bonfire.com. Not Bonfire. No, it's not Bonfire anymore, Phil. It's in the link in the description, Phil. You post it in the description every single week, every single episode. Teespring is the official home of OTB and its merchandise. You guys can go to the link in the description, and you guys can go get your shirts, hoodies, and a lot more items on the Teespring website for outside the brand, and my personal merchandise is on the website as well. So go check it out. Link in the description, and you can uh, go get the merch wherever you can. You just recently I'm gonna hit you up. You just recently followed. Oh, cool. Yeah, hit me up on TikTok, Tony. Pretty cool. Yeah, and hit me up on Friday, Dion. Tay, hit me up. We're good to go. We'll get you on Friday, and then we will get Tony on the February 8th episode of Tuesday, or February 7th episode of Tuesday's Talk. All right, guys. Let's get into Dynamite tonight. Let's not waste any more time. Let's not waste any more of your energy. Let's get through Dynamite tonight. Dynamite tonight started off very, very somber in a way that we had a graphic acknowledging the passing of Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion Jay Briscoe. It had the in memory of Jay Briscoe graphic on there. It sucks. It just flat out sucks that he was taken away from us way too soon. But we are doing this show in memory of him. And, you know, he would want us to continue to fight. And it's just, it's sad. It's sad. But, you know, we live on. We live on in Jay's memory, and we continue to fight. So we started off the show with an All-Atlantic Championship match just out of nowhere. I did not think that this was announced. If this was announced, please let me know. Just randomly having an All-Atlantic Championship match at the start of the show kind of felt odd to me, but hey, you know, we get to see Orange Cassidy, and he faced Jay Lethal for the All-Atlantic Championship. And it was kind of cool. You know, I'd like to see it. Hey, listen, Kaya, I appreciate that, my man. I really do. I'm currently watching AEW right now, so I'ma just come by and say hi. I'm almost done with it. Also, your content is always fire. I appreciate that, Kaya. You have no idea how much that means to me and to the rest of OTB. Uh, it's absolutely incredible, and I definitely hope to see you on OTB one time as well. If you ever want to do anything with OTB, hit us up. We'll do something on the weekends or talk to you on like a Tuesdays talk, whatever. Hit me up, bro. We'd love to have you on, and hell, you know, if we have you on, who knows? We maybe we can do something for your show at some point as well. So yeah, we'd love to have you, and yeah, let's do it, man. So yeah, so we had that going on, and then we started off with Orange Cassidy and I was about to say Jay Briscoe. It's Jay Lethal. This just hurts. This hurts me. This hurts me. Anytime I'm gonna say Jay, I'm gonna say Jay Briscoe instead of Jay Lethal, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, man. Hit me up, Kai. Hit me up if you ever want to have me on your show or whatever. Um, I gotta get myself out of this funk. I gotta get myself out of this Jay Briscoe mindset. Um, this match was very good though when it came to the All Atlantic Championship. Um, obviously we knew Orange Cassidy was going to retain. Because why would he just lose the All Atlantic Championship randomly to Jay Lethal? But you know, the match was very good for what it was, and I appreciate the fact that they were at least trying to do something with the All Atlantic Championship, but nobody really cares about that title because they don't really put it in the prominence that it should be. The AEW All Atlantic Championship should be looked at as like an Intercontinental Championship. It honestly could be looked at as a higher championship belt and prestige than the TNT title if they legitimately wanted it to be. And they just simply don't do that because they don't put it in the positions that it deserves. I really do believe that. I really do believe that this could be like an Intercontinental Championship like title for AEW if they treat it that way. And they just simply don't. Is that just me? Is that just me thinking of the way that this championship could be presented? Because if it is, you guys can tell me, but I really do think that this championship could mean something if they positioned it in a better light, you know? Um, but, we'll see where things go when it comes to the All-In title. So, the ending of this match, it was, to be expected. Jay Lethal lost. Orange Cassidy retained, but the champion rallies, and then a stun dog millionaire. Lethal catches Orange with a lethal combination. Cassidy then walks away from the lethal injection, but Lethal hits a second attempt. Dutt and Jarrett argue with the best friends. Danhausen steals Jarrett's guitar and starts playing it. Orange Cassidy drills Jay with the orange punch, and that is how he got the win. Yep, so obviously Orange Cassidy picked up the win. There was obviously some shenanigans, as you would usually think when it comes to an Orange Cassidy match. Uh, you got Danhausen in there, you got Best Friends, you got Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh. I mean, it's just chaos usually whenever it comes to stuff like this. Um, but yeah, the All In champion retains, and Orange Cassidy picks up the W. So the best friends celebrate with Cassidy. Satnam Singh enters the ring and goes for a double chokeslam. Beretta and Taylor, they Dutt stopped Satnam Singh. Dutt also stops Jarrett from hitting Cassidy with a guitar, as Dutt would get fired if he did. Dutt finally convinces his group to walk away, and they retreat. So we'll see where things go from there. We had a video package here hyping up the match between Darby Allin and Kushida. I love that Kushida is actually here in AEW. I do not know if he is actually all elite or not. You guys can uh, help me in the chat. If Tony Khan legitimately tweets something about Kushida being all elite live during the podcast, please, uh, you know, inform me, right? Just inform me in case if he actually does sign Kushida, because if he does, that would be insane. That would be incredible, and I would absolutely love that. I know he still does some stuff with New Japan, but who's to say that he can't wrestle both? You know, so so yeah. If he does actually sign him, that would be really really cool to see. We then have the Young Bucks and Matt and Nick Jackson taking on Top Flight and Dante and Darius Martin. Really good match. Really good match. I honestly thought that with this tag team match, and we were going to be able to see some great action, right? The Young Bucks, whether you like them or not, they're a great tag team. And Top Flight, I really have not met a single person that does not like Top Flight. I really haven't. So I think Top Flight is an amazing up and coming tag team. They definitely should be in line for a tag team championship opportunity down the line, especially in 2023. If they stay healthy, they should legitimately be in contention for those tag team titles later on in the year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Those guys are such an incredible up and coming tag team. They found their way up to absolute prominence in the AEW tag team division. And that tag team division is stacked. And it's kind of hard to get yourself noticeable in that stacked tag team division without really trying to get yourself up there. Right? So I appreciate their grind. I appreciate the grind that they took to get to the prominence that they are in. And they had a banger match with the Young Bucks, and they won against the Young Bucks. So that's incredible enough in its own right. And, it's an amazing thing to see when you have an up-and-coming tag team going up against one of the best tag teams in the world today, and they pick up the win over that tag team. It's amazing. Amazing. So, also, when it comes to all this, Kenny Omega was out there, which is very surprising. I did not expect Kenny to not be there. Kenny not being there, and they are the AEW Trios Tag Team Champions, or the AEW World Trios Champions. Having it be only a tag match, I'm like, does Top Flight kind of have a shot to beat the Young Bucks here? Pick the I picked the Bucks to retain, or not retain, but win this match. But to me, and I want to hear from you guys as well, champions shouldn't be losing. I'm sorry. Champions should not be losing in any capacity whatsoever. Even if it is to an up-and-coming tag team like Dante and Darius, tag teams like the Young Bucks, especially with them holding championship gold, shouldn't be losing to me. I say that in WWE all the time. Champions should not be losing. So what kind of a unbiased wrestling fan would I be if I said, "Oh yeah, champions losing in AEW is fine"? It's not fine. It's not fine. First of all, it's very rare that we see champions lose in AEW. Second off, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for them to lose because they're the trios champions. If they were the tag team champions, that would be one thing. They shouldn't be losing, but if they wanted to give Top Flight a win over the tag team champions to possibly get themselves in line for a tag title opportunity, then that would be somewhat okay. But these are our trios champions, and I know their trios partner is AR Fox, but we got to figure out where things are going with that first. We got to figure out what feud is going to be for the Elite with these trios championships. Maybe it is going to be with Top Flight and AR Fox. I don't know. Maybe it is, but tag teams of this caliber really should not be losing at this point. Um, but we'll see where things go. If this does turn into a trios rivalry with Dante, Darius, and AR Fox versus the Elite, I'm fine with that. But we could have done something in the actual trio sense instead of just beating them in a tag team match. But you guys let me know what you think. Um, so yeah, I mean, and what you're saying here, Tony, it kind of does. I do kind of see your point. They had 7 matches with Death Triangle, and they're banged up, so them losing kind of, uh, with them having so much exhaustion from the best of 7 series, them losing, I guess I can see where you're coming from there, but I just really don't feel like champions really should be losing at this point, especially so early in the trios championship run. But I can see where you're coming from for sure, with the best of 7 and how tired they probably would be after a 7 match, series with one of the best trios in the world, and that is Dead Triangle. So I see your point. Um, so the Bucks take control after an acrobatic power bomb from Dante. Um, Nick gets a destroyer for a 2 count. Matt and Nick hit a Doomsday Destroyer for another 2 count. The Bucks go for a double team move, but Darius rolls up Matt, and they get the upset victory as Top Flight pick up the win. So yeah, we'll see where things go. I'm very intrigued to see what happens here. If it does lead to Top Flight and AR Fox versus the Elite, I'm fine with that. We just got to get to that point. And who knows, maybe we actually see that match at Revolution. Maybe we see that heading into other big venues for AEW Dynamite. Who knows? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and we'll see where things go. The Elite are scheduled to speak, but the Guns come out instead. They say that they are the best tag team in the world. The Guns recall how the Acclaimed embarrassed them last week. The duo claimed that they made the Acclaimed popular, as they even gave them their dad. The Acclaimed then came out, and the Guns try to stop them from rapping, but Caster powers through. Caster says that they only got jobs because Dad works there. Billy says that he's tired of this. Billy goes into full dad mode at this point, right? He's going into full dad mode. I was actually live with Marissa, Johnny, and Erica on the Triple Threat Pod. I mean, some of you guys were from that show, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We were all just so hyped about, Billy Gunn actually being a father. It's insane. And there's gonna be some type of family therapy thing next week, which is gonna be kind of cool. So he's just, he's fed up with all this, right? And he's just fed up, and he tells the Acclaim that they need to act like champions. Billy says that they're gonna be hashing it out next week in family therapy. So great, great. Um, what I do predict is probably gonna happen next week is that the Acclaimed are gonna get Billy Gunn's gonna turn on the Acclaimed. Billy Gunn's gonna turn on the Acclaimed and realign himself back with his sons. That's most likely probably gonna be the case. Uh, I mean, and I want to hear from you guys. Do the Acclaimed need Billy Gunn anymore? Do they need Billy Gunn? Do Austin? Excuse me. Do Austin and Colton need their dad more? Do Austin and Colton need their dad? Let me know in the comments if the Acclaim really do need Billy Gunn anymore or not. Let me know. Me personally, I just like the Acclaimed with Daddy Ass. It just fits them. It fits them so well. I mean, they got the whole scissor thing over because of Billy Gunn, because of the whole scissor me daddy ass type thing. I mean, like, would I be would I be mad if Billy Gunn aligned himself back up with the Suns? No, I mean, if the Guns need them more, if the Guns need their dad more in order to get over with the crowd as heels, you do that. You do what's best for the up and coming team. Because we all know the Acclaimed are not household names, but they're the more established tag team. I mean, at one point the Acclaimed were in the Gun spot, so if you gotta get Billy back with his sons to get possibly up to the prominence of the Acclaimed, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta do what's right for the company. And if Billy Gunn is going back to his sons, and that is right for the company, you gotta capitalize on it. You gotta do it. So, I I see where Tony's coming from with all of this, but we gotta see where it all lies. Um, the Acclaim never really needed Daddy Ass. They was over before Bully. They were really over before Bully as well. Or Billy. Yeah, I don't know. I was continuing on saying Bully. But yeah, I mean, I agree. They were completely over without Billy. But, Billy just kind of took it to the top and really made the whole scissor me daddy ass thing really work. But yeah, and we'll see where things go. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes. If Billy does go back with the Suns, then it is what's best for the company and for the Guns as well. So we'll see. So we had an interview with Renee Paquette and Hangman Adam Page. As you all know, Hangman and Jon Moxley had an incredible match last week on Dynamite. January 11th, last week's episode of AEW Dynamite, and I know I didn't get to speak on it because it was my birthday. But I appreciated everything that they did on that Dynamite. I loved every single second of it. Um, I watched Dynamite as soon as I got home from my birthday celebrations, and it was just an incredible show. An incredible show. I wish I actually got to um review that show for you guys, but it wasn't meant to be at the time. But yeah, everything about that show was great. So I really did like Dynamite from last week at the Kia Forum. Um, Hangman says that he feels fine in the aftermath of his win over Jon Moxley. Page says that he did what he had to do uh, by knocking Moxley out cold to win the match, and he'd be happy to do it again. Hangman hints at having tough conversations and mending fences. When asked, Paquette says Moxley will dust himself off and get back up again. So it's we're getting some really good stuff when it comes to Moxley and Hangman. I really do think that we're going to be having a stellar match at Revolution. We're going to get the third and final match at Revolution. That's just inevitable. We're going to get the rubber match at Revolution. The trilogy will end at that pay-per-view. And it's just going to be great. I absolutely love that. I love the whole dynamic of using Renee Paquette, who is legitimately married to Jon Moxley, in this feud. I love it mainly because of the fact it brings realism into the feud. They took a real life situation in Hangman Adam Page being concussed in the first go around and made it into the story. They made it into the story, and then in the second match, they're doing something along the same lines, but with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley possibly got concussed in their match at the Kia Forum last week. So we're all trying to get to what's ahead, and that is at AEW Revolution in the rubber match in match 3 between Hangman and Jon Moxley. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great thing to see, and whoever comes out on top, whether that's a tweener like Jon Moxley, who, listen, he doesn't give a shit whether you boo him or cheer him. He is just Jon Moxley, and it's just great to see. Or whether you're cheering for a guy like Hangman Adam Page, who legitimately had, you know, a terrible situation happen to him in real life when it came to the concussion, but it honestly could all really work out for him in the end if things go to plan for Revolution. So it's just going to be a great thing. It's going to be a great deal, and I can't wait to see where it goes for AEW Revolution. And we see where things go from there. Incredible stuff, and I really do appreciate both of the men's work, and especially Renee Paquette too, because Renee Paquette does not go unnoticed when it comes to great storytelling like this. Tremendous work by both Renee and Hangman tonight. Incredible stuff. We then had the Stroke Daddy. Stroke Daddy Ricky Starks versus Jake Hager with the Jericho Appreciation Society by his side. No Action Andretti tonight. I don't know what happened to Action. I hope Action is okay, but no Action Andretti tonight. Ricky Starks pick up the win over Jake Hager, as he should. I mean, it's Stroke Daddy. It's, the Revolution is televised. He is Ricky Starks. He was obviously winning this match. Really good match, though, for what it was. It was short, but it was pretty good. I always just like seeing Ricky Starks on my television when it comes to AEW Dynamite. It is what it is. So, Matt Menard kicks Starks when he was down. Hager continues to take control of the action. Starks rallies and evades a powerbomb. He attacks Menard and Angelo Parker. Starks has a springboard crossbody and plants Hager with a tornado DDT. Hager accidentally collides with Parker, and Starks got him with a spear, and that is it. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. The Stroke Daddy picked up the win on AEW Dynamite. Great stuff. Absolutely fantastic stuff here, and we are good to go. I can't wait to see what happens though for Starks when it comes to AEW Revolution. I think we're probably going to get something along the lines of Jake Hager and Chris Jericho versus Starks and Action Andretti. Maybe we maybe get a tag team match. We maybe get a singles match with Ricky and Jericho, or something with Action Andretti and Jericho, or something like that. I think we're probably going to get some kind of tag team match with them, but we'll see. Um, yeah, should be cool. Should be really cool to see where Ricky Starks is going into March 5th at AEW Revolution. So, yeah, I like it. I really do like it. So we're backstage with Chris Jericho and the JAS. They're fired up at this point. Jericho says that he has requested a tag match for them next week, where Sammy will where he and Sammy will face Starks and Andretti. Garcia says that he wants to be Jericho's partner. Guevara agrees and gave Garcia the spot instead. And if he beats Andretti on Rampage, Garcia will be in the match with Jericho to face Andretti and Starks. So there we go. So we got Action Andretti versus Daniel Garcia on Rampage. Should be cool. We then get Bryan Danielson versus Bandido. Easily the best match of the night for me. Easily. I tweeted this out on Twitter. If you were to tell me that Bryan Danielson is the greatest wrestler of this generation, I would not be mad at you. I wouldn't. I would not be mad at you. I would not bat a single eye when it comes to that take. I would legitimately listen to you and what you have to say, because he can put on an absolute banger with anybody. And I personally believe that he would put on an absolute banger with anybody from any legend, from any generation. He would be great. He could put a classic with anybody from any era. It would be insane. Bryan Danielson is one of the best wrestlers in the world. We all know this, but the fact of the matter is, this man could do anything, and people would just love it. Anything. He is one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation, and nobody's going to deny that. Nobody's going to deny that if you actually say it out loud and in person. I just love Bryan Danielson, and I think a lot of people do. It goes all the way back to his WWE days for sure, but Bryan Danielson is incredible. He's just that damn good. So this match with Bandido was insane from top to bottom. I loved everything about it. Just incredible stuff. Um, oh, hi Marissa. Hi. I know who Bryan Danielson is, but what's up, Mr. Bella? There you go. There you go. You know, you get what you get with Bryan. You do. Um, but yeah, this match is really good. Uh, this match is really good. Um, you know, the two battle on the ropes. Bandido hits a moonsault slam. He gets a near fall with the 21 plex. Danielson and Bandido keep trading strikes back and forth with each other. He counters a brainbuster into a label lock, and he hits a running knee for the win. And that is it. Bryan Danielson picked up the win, and I'll be right back. I gotta go let the dog out. George is barking up a storm. I'll be right back. My good old buddy George decides to go to the bathroom in the middle of my stream. Yeah. Where was I? Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson is just great. That's all. Whether you call him Bryan Danielson, whether you call him Mr. Bella, like my good old friend Marissa here, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bryan Danielson is just incredible at what he does, and he is going to be that number one contender for MJF and the AEW World Championship. And it is just he's just incredible at what he does. Um Danielson ain't no QT Marshall though. Hey, QT QT is just on a different level, my man. He's on a different level. Man. Damn. All right. I need some dog emoji. I need some dog emojis in the chat. If you guys have dogs, if you guys have cats, if you guys have fish, if you guys legitimately have any pet that is represented by an emoji on iPhone, whether you're watching it there or whatever, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Tell me your pet's name. Let's get it going. All pets in the chat right now. I don't know why I said that, but just go ahead. Do it if you want. I don't know. All right. So MJF appears in a video and says that he hears what everyone is saying about him. He says it feels like people have forgotten about who he is and who won the title and how he won the title. MJF tells Danielson that he's only been dealing with the Max that enjoys fun. But at Revolution, he doesn't want to see who he'll be when they clash at Revolution. He warns Danielson that he'll be the monster behind the mask. Everything that MJF does is just gold. I think that just goes without saying, honestly. It's just incredible what MJF does on the microphone in that ring. And we're going to be seeing an absolute banger at AEW Revolution between Bryan Danielson and MJF in a 1 hour Iron Man match. Just think about that for a second. I know AEW pay-per-views are long as hell, right? But you're using 1/4 of that show for that one match. And yes, we're going to be up for 4 hours on that night. And one match is going to be lasting that hour. But it's going to be a good hour. Bryan Danielson's going to kill it. MJF is going to kill it. We're going to be getting amazing stuff. And while MJF is most likely going to retain the championship because it's his real first defense on pay-per-view, it's going to be a great thing to see. And this is what Bryan really came to AEW for. Having great matches with great human beings, great people, great talent. And that is MJF. And we'll see where things go. Harry. My pet is Harry. I like Harry. We need to have a Harry and George meetup. We do. Hopefully that happens in due time. But Harry. I like Harry. So, a video package recaps the discussion between Saraya, Toni Storm, and Shida. Storm says that the homegrown talent don't know what they know. Saraya tells Shida to stay in the back. The broadcast team announced that Brian Cage will be facing Bryan Danielson next week. MJF approaches Cage backstage and gives him an envelope full of money. He tells Cage to break Danielson's arm. Cage then grabs MJF by the throat after he slapped Cage. But cooler heads prevail, and MJF tells Cage to use his anger next week on Bryan Danielson. So we got Bryan Danielson versus Brian Cage, the Battle of the Bryans, next week on Dynamite. Should be really good. And honestly, a really good clash of styles between these guys, too. We all know how great Bryan Danielson is. But this would be a really, really good showcase to show what Brian Cage can do with somebody like a Bryan Danielson. So I really like it. I really like the opponents that we're getting with Bryan Danielson every week. I mean, we got Takeshita in week 1, right? And they're positioning Takeshita to be absolutely incredible. Then we got Bandido in week 2 tonight, and now we're gonna get Brian Cage in week 3. Amazing stuff and amazing showcase matches for all 3 of these guys so far. Because Bandido is fantastic. We all know that. But Brian Cage, he does not get enough opportunities as he should, and this could be a really great way to get him more opportunities down the line. So I like the way that they're booking it. I really do. Um, it's just going to be a great thing to see. So then we had Will Nightingale versus Tony Storm with Saraya in her corner, and of course it's the 9:30 slot. So let's see how long this women's match is actually going to be this week. And I don't even mean that in like a disrespectful way. It's just legitimately what happens on AEW Dynamite at this point. The 9:30 slot for the women. Let's just see how long Tony Khan gives them this week. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that I have to say that every single week. It is. Because Tony Storm and Willow Nightingale should be getting a lot more than 5 minutes. I mean, an 8-minute segment with the match included, like the 5-minute match included, should not be the only time that we see women on Dynamite. It's just, it's sad. It sucks to even say that, but it is what it is. I don't like it as much as the next guy. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah. So Tony Storm grounds Willow. The fan favorite keeps fighting as she usually does. She drops Storm with a spine buster for a 2 count. Storm then hits a hip attack and drops Willow with a DDT. Willow then hits the pounce and a cannonball for a 2 count. Saraya then argues with the referee, and Storm rolls Willow up for the win. After the match, Saraya attacks Willow, and Storm joins until Ruby Soho makes the save. And yeah, that was the point where we were all just, really, really just dumbfounded over the fact that this is happening right now. Why is Ruby Soho with Will Nightingale? Why did Saraya and Tony Storm all of a sudden turn heel? This was just not it. I don't know what, I don't know what I was expecting, but this was not the way I thought things were going to go down. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me, but we'll see where things go. I don't know. I really don't know. But then we had the TNT Championship on the line in the main event, and this was an incredible match with Kushida. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Kushida is an incredible talent. If you guys seen him in NXT, you know how great he is. If you guys know him from New Japan, you still know how great he is. As of right now, he is not all elite. But if he ever did show up again in AEW and was to become all elite, I would not be mad at it at all. But yeah, this was really good stuff. So Darby gains the upper hand and goes for a diving drop kick. Kushida reverses into a drop kick of his reverses the drop kick into an armbar on the outside. Kushida releases the hold and rolls back into the ring. Kushida then slams Darby off the top rope and goes for a hoverboard lock which is basically just a Kimura lock at ringside. Sting then gets in Kevin Knight's face, and Allin gets the win with the Last Supper pinning attempt for the win. Allin and Kushida then shake hands after the match, and that is the ending of Dynamite tonight. This was a very, very good episode of Dynamite tonight. Not as, I mean, it was an exciting Dynamite, but it wasn't as stacked as the last two Dynamites were. For this new era of Dynamite, I should say. But this was a really good Dynamite nonetheless, and what's going to be happening next week is going to be incredible as well. I really do think the change of pace of these Dynamites, I really do like the new presentation and the way things are going around when it comes to this version of AEW Dynamite than last era's Dynamite, because you didn't know what you were going to expect out of this one now. And it's just a very well thought out and more prominent card than ever before. So I like it. Um, you guys let me know how you guys enjoyed Dynamite tonight in the comments section, and leave your match of the night in the comments below after the video is published. I appreciate you guys for coming on in. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at PhillyMatt_. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Let's continue to hit that like button. Go get the merch. The link is in the description below. Follow us all on TikTok. All those links are down in the description. Follow Marissa and Johnny, who are in the chat. Marissa, who loves calling Bryan Mr. Mr. Bella, and Johnny for his pet Harry. And just go follow them. Go follow Kaya, who just finished watching AEW Dynamite. And Kaya, I swear, you're always coming in at the wrong times, bro, because I'm just about to head out. Follow Terrence. Follow Terrence on TikTok. Terrence is an absolutely amazing dude. We love him. Go Jags. Let's see if Tony Khan gets that in a WWE Championship, shall we? Absolutely amazing stuff, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming on and joining on the fun. And we will talk to you Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. Stay safe. God bless. Peace.